Do you ever feel like your energy is constantly drained? Like no matter how hard you try, you struggle to focus, stay motivated, or push yourself to do what truly matters? What if I told you that the way you handle your sexual energy could be the reason why? Ancient philosophers and modern science agree on one thing: your mind and body are deeply connected. Every action you take, every habit you form, either strengthens or weakens your ability to stay disciplined, focused, and productive. And yet, in today's world, instant gratification is everywhere. The endless scroll, the quick dopamine hit, the habit of escaping discomfort through momentary pleasure. You might not realize it, but these small indulgences are draining your most powerful resource, your energy. For centuries, the Stoics preached the art of self-mastery. They believed that true strength comes not from giving in to impulses, but from controlling them. And when it comes to productivity, discipline is everything. So here's the question: could mastering your sexual energy unlock higher levels of focus, creativity, and success? Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to break it all down. We'll explore what the Stoics taught about self-control, what science says about dopamine and willpower, and most importantly, how you can apply these lessons to build unshakable discipline and channel your energy toward achieving your biggest goals. Are you ready? Let's begin. For centuries, human beings have struggled with the same fundamental challenge: how to control their impulses. The desire for pleasure is natural, but when left unchecked, it can consume us, draining our energy, our focus, and our ability to achieve great things. Modern science now confirms what ancient philosophers already knew: your habits shape your brain. Every time you give in to instant gratification, whether through pornography, compulsive masturbation, or other quick dopamine hits, you're training your brain to seek pleasure instead of progress. Dopamine, the chemical responsible for motivation and reward, plays a crucial role in this process. When you repeatedly indulge in high dopamine activities, your brain begins to crave them more and more. Over time, natural sources of fulfillment, like working on your goals, building meaningful relationships, and pursuing self-improvement, become less satisfying. Studies have shown that excessive stimulation of the brain's reward system can lead to decreased willpower, reduced attention span, and even symptoms of anxiety and depression. The more you indulge, the harder it becomes to focus, to take action, to push through discomfort. Think about it. How often do you feel drained after mindlessly consuming content? How often do you promise yourself that you'll be more productive tomorrow, only to fall into the same cycle again? The Stoics understood this problem long before science could explain it. They believed that true freedom comes from self-mastery, not from indulging every desire, but from learning to control them. So if you constantly feel tired, unmotivated, or stuck, it may not be because you lack ambition. It may be because your energy is being wasted on habits that weaken your mind and body. But here's the good news: just as bad habits can rewire your brain for weakness, good habits can rewire it for strength. And in the next section, we'll explore what the Stoics taught about discipline, self-control, and how to take back your power. Are you ready to shift your mindset and reclaim your energy? Let's continue. The Stoics believe that true strength comes not from giving in to desire, but from mastering it. They saw self-control as the key to freedom, because a person who is ruled by their impulses is not truly in control of their own life. One of the greatest Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." He understood that those who constantly chase pleasure become slaves to it. Every time you give in to an impulse, you reinforce a habit of weakness. But when you resist, you build strength. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic thinker, warned about the dangers of indulgence. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In other words, your urges and desires do not control you unless you allow them to. For the Stoics, self-mastery wasn't about deprivation. It was about training the mind to desire what is truly good, instead of what is merely pleasurable in the moment. They practiced something called voluntary discomfort, intentionally exposing themselves to challenges to build resilience. By resisting small temptations daily, they became unshakable when faced with greater obstacles. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, compared indulging in pleasure to being lost at sea. If you do not know which port you are sailing to, no wind is favorable. When you lack discipline, you drift through life, controlled by external forces. But when you master your desires, you take control of your direction. So what does this mean for you? It means that every time you resist an urge, every time you choose discipline over distraction, you are forging a stronger, more capable version of yourself. The Stoics did not fear desire. They simply refused to let it dictate their actions. And if you want to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your potential, you must do the same. In the next section, we'll break down practical strategies to apply Stoic principles to your daily life, so you can take control of your habits, your mind, and your future. Practical strategies to channel your sexual energy into productivity. Discipline is not about suppression. It's about direction. The energy you waste on fleeting pleasures could be the same energy that drives you to success, if only you learn how to channel it. The Stoics mastered self-control by training their minds to resist instant gratification and focus on higher goals. Now let's explore 5 powerful strategies inspired by their teachings so you can take control of your impulses and transform your life. 1. The 7-Day Challenge, Awareness Before Mastery. Self-mastery starts with awareness. Many people don't realize how much their habits control them until they try to break free. That's why the first step is a simple but powerful test. Go 7 days without pornography, compulsive masturbation, or any form of instant gratification related to sexual urges. It's not about quitting forever, it's about seeing how your mind reacts. During this week, pay close attention to your thoughts and emotions. When the urge arises, instead of acting on it automatically, observe it. Ask yourself, what triggered this feeling? How do I feel afterward? Is this behavior helping me or holding me back? This challenge is about learning the difference between urges that serve you and those that drain your energy. If you can go 7 days, you can go longer. And if you can go longer, you can take full control. 2. The Stoic Substitution Method. Replace weakness with strength. The Stoics understood that the mind craves stimulation. If you remove a habit, you must replace it with something equally engaging, something that builds you up instead of breaking you down. This is where the substitution method comes in. Instead of simply resisting an urge, redirect it. When you feel the impulse to seek instant pleasure, immediately switch to an activity that benefits you. Do 20 push-ups. Read a few pages of a book. Work on a skill. Meditate. These actions serve 2 purposes. They distract your mind from the impulse and rewire your brain to crave growth instead of gratification. The key is to have a plan. Make a list of replacement activities and commit to them. With time, your brain will associate urges with positive action rather than indulgence. 3. Journaling for self-mastery. Tracking your mindset. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, wrote in his personal journal every day. He used it to reflect on his thoughts, his struggles, and his progress in mastering himself. You can do the same. Journaling is one of the most powerful tools for rewiring your mind and building discipline. Each night, take 5 minutes to write about your experiences. Ask yourself, did I stay disciplined today? What were my strongest urges? What triggered them? How did I respond? What can I do better tomorrow? This simple habit will increase your self-awareness, help you identify patterns, and reinforce your commitment to discipline. Over time, you'll notice trends, certain times of the day, certain emotions, certain triggers. By recognizing them, you gain power over them. The more you track your habits, the more control you will have. 4. The visualization technique, using the Stoic mindset to overcome temptation. The Stoics practiced a powerful mental exercise called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. This technique involves imagining negative outcomes before they happen, so you are mentally prepared to resist temptation when it arises. When you feel an urge creeping in, take a moment to visualize 2 different paths. First, imagine giving in. How will you feel afterward? Will you feel stronger or weaker? More focused or more distracted? Now imagine choosing discipline. Picture yourself overcoming the temptation, staying in control, and using that energy for something productive. How does that version of you feel? Which outcome do you truly want? By practicing this exercise daily, you train your mind to associate pleasure-seeking with negative consequences and discipline with strength. Over time, self-control will become second nature. 5. Harness your energy through physical movement. Sexual energy is not meant to be suppressed, it is meant to be transformed. The Stoics believed in strengthening both the body and the mind because one influences the other. If you want to master your impulses, you must channel your energy into something physical. Exercise is one of the best ways to redirect excess energy. Strength training, running, martial arts, or even a simple walk can shift your focus away from urges and into movement. Physical activity not only burns off tension, but also increases dopamine and endorphins in a way that benefits you rather than numbs you. The next time you feel distracted by desire, get up and move. Push your body, and you will sharpen your mind. Final thoughts: the power of self-control. Each time you resist an impulse, you are training yourself to be stronger. Every time you redirect your energy into something meaningful, you take back control. The Stoics did not fear desire, they simply refused to let it dictate their actions. The choice is yours. Will you let your impulses control you, or will you master them and use them to fuel your success? In the next and final section, we'll bring everything together and show you how to make this mindset a permanent part of your life. You now understand the truth. Your energy is one of your most valuable resources, and how you choose to use it determines the direction of your life. For too long, you may have allowed distractions, instant gratification, and fleeting pleasures to drain your focus and weaken your discipline. But now you have the knowledge, and with knowledge comes power. The power to choose discipline over impulse. The power to transform your energy into something meaningful. The power to take full control of your mind and actions. The Stoics taught that true strength lies in self-mastery, not in resisting desire out of fear, but in directing it toward a higher purpose. You have learned how instant gratification weakens your ability to focus and achieve great things. You have seen how philosophers, great thinkers, and even modern science confirm the link between self-control and success. And most importantly, you now have the strategies to make a real change. Now the question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue as before, allowing distractions to dictate your actions? Or will you take control and start applying these principles in your daily life? I challenge you to take action today. Start with the 7-day challenge. Observe your habits, track your progress, and commit to mastering yourself. Let this be the first step toward unlocking your true potential. And if this message resonated with you, if you found value in these teachings, then make sure to subscribe and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's build a community of strong, disciplined minds who refuse to be controlled by their impulses. Your energy is powerful. Your discipline is your weapon. Now, go and use it to create the life you deserve.